While hunting, this man, while walking through the forest, suddenly saw a woman tied to a large tree. Seeing this frightening sight, he became alert. He immediately raised his hunting rifle and cautiously moved forward, but the woman didn't move at all. She was kneeling on the ground, as if unconscious. As he approached, his hair stood on end. There were 4 more women lying on the ground, their clothes disheveled. The condition of their bodies made it clear that they had been horribly tortured before their deaths. A strange fear settled in his chest. Who had done this? Was the monster still nearby? But something was odd. The decomposition of the bodies was at different stages. Some had turned into skeletons, while others appeared to have died recently. This meant that this place was the killer's regular haunt, and instead of calling the police, a dark thought came to his mind. Night fell quickly. Returning home, he didn't tell his wife anything. At night, he went through his old hunting gear and pulled out an old animal trap that had been lying around for years. He inspected it, fixed it, and returned to the place where he had found the bodies. He set the trap there. His wife soon sensed that something was wrong. Her husband always returned by mealtime, but today there was no sign of him. She thought that perhaps he was waiting for prey in the forest late. They both had small wireless radios, but she didn't call, fearing that the sound would scare away his prey. But her husband didn't return by the next morning. Worried, she tried to contact him by radio, but there was no response. Unease grew in her heart. Without wasting time, she took her daughter and headed towards the forest. On the way, she saw wolf droppings. Upon closer inspection, she found a ring in it, a woman's ring. A terrible thought came to her mind. Was there a cannibalistic wolf roaming the forest, and now her husband was missing? Trembling with fear, she reached the police station, but their area was outside the jurisdiction of that police station. The police ignored her complaint. Exhausted and defeated, she returned home and began praying for her husband's safety. Just then, the radio suddenly crackled. She quickly picked it up and called out, but the signal cut off after a few seconds. She thought it might be a network issue. She went outside and tried again, but nothing could be heard clearly on the radio. Clenching the radio tightly, she somehow fell asleep, unaware that her real nightmare was about to begin.